Have you ever looked back at your favorite cartoon characters and thought they look so innocent? Well, some of these characters actually have a crazy backstory to them. Let's find out if these backstories are actually true.
Your videos makes me so happy that either, when I'm watching you, the room becomes heaven.
Join my Roblox group to be in a shout-out. I've heard of Rugrats before, in like 2020, but I've never actually watched it before. But apparently all the characters in the show are just in the girl's imagination, and the people who were the girl's friend just played along with her imagination to make her feel better.
All of the Rugrats are a part of 𝗴𝗺icia's imagination. They aren't real. None of them? 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗃 died in the same accident that his mom died in. And that's why his dad is always so nervous and freaking out because he has to deal with that.
What about Tommy?
Well, Tommy was a stillborn. And that's why Stu goes down into the basement late at night, making toys for the son he wish he had.
That's why he's always depressed.
What are you doing?
Making chocolate pudding.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Why on earth are you making chocolate pudding?
Because I've lost control of my life.
And the twins ended up being a miscarriage. It was early in the pregnancy, so 𝗴𝗺iciadidn't know if it was going to be a boy or a girl, so she just imagined both.
What about Susie?
Susie is real and going along with all of 𝗴𝗺icia's crazy imaginations because it's her only friend. She tries to make her happy at all times. But the one baby that is real is Dill. Dill goes against 𝗴𝗺icia's crazy imagination and doesn't do what she expects. And that's why 𝗴𝗺icia freaks out on Dill all the time and gets so upset.
It says that 𝗴𝗺icia suffers from schizophrenia or serve trauma, so she uses her imagination to distract herself from her broken family and neglect. Her mother is portrayed as an ad and her father is emotionally absent, fueling her psychological breakdown. So basically, all the characters that she imagined represents a different trauma or loss. Even though this all sounds true, it's actually not. I've never seen the show, but based off of context clues, I find it hard to believe she imagined all those characters. This whole 𝗴𝗺icia story was just a theory that a fan of the show made, which blew up. The showrunners of Rugrats have confirmed it was simply about childhood imaginations and adventures. Nothing sinister. Based off that, I'm assuming the Rugrats travel to different cool places with their imagination. Kind of like the Magic School Bus show. I feel like there's always a new scary story on Peppa Pig, like every month. There was already a story about Peppa Pig actually being a ghost, and now there's this new one.
Scary cartoon truths that would terrify you, Part 1. Peppa Pig was diagnosed with cancer at just 2 years old and spent most of her early life in bed. She needed constant assistance and 24-hour supervision from her parents just to keep her alive. Peppa was an embarrassment and a burden to the whole family. But one day her dad had enough and got a horrible idea. He decided to chain Peppa to her bed so she could never leave her room again. Years later, her parents had another child, which they named Peppa. This Peppa replaced the original Peppa, who is still locked inside her room. And if you Google Peppa Pig house wallpaper, something terrifying comes up. At first glance, you can't see it, but if you zoom in, you can see the original Peppa still locked inside of her room.
This story is told in different ways for some reason. Peppa was a severely ill child and her parents couldn't care for her properly. Her parents ended up euthanizing her in the hospital to end her suffering. Overcome with guilt, they created an imaginary world where Peppa is happy, healthy, and loved. And that's the version of Peppa we see in the show, which links to the first Peppa who was chained in her room and her clone is living her life. That's really creepy, but not true at all. I don't think any Peppa Pig story is true at all actually. There's like 500 stories on Peppa Pig and they're all different plots each time. Same for SpongeBob, there's way too many stories and theories on it. And 99.8% of them are not true. So yeah, there's no clone of Peppa. Peppa was never sick at a young age, she was never chained. Hello Kitty was definitely one of my least favorite cartoon characters growing up. I remember being around 10 years old, I was in Africa living with my aunt. And one night I stumbled across a video titled, The Truth About Hello Kitty or Hello Kitty is Demonic. When I was younger, used to watch Hello Kitty all the time, so after seeing that video I felt so scared. And I didn't want to be scared alone, so I forced my aunt's kids to watch it too. We all couldn't sleep that night. The video said that Hello Kitty doesn't have a mouth because it got cut off. But let's see what this person says.
Have you noticed that Hello Kitty has no mouth? Basically, it all started when a mom has a daughter, and the daughter had mouth cancer, and the doctors couldn't do anything to heal her mouth cancer. The mom decided to pray at every different churches, but none of them worked. Until one day, she decided to make a promise with the demon. The demon said they will heal her daughter, but in one condition. She had to make a character named Hello Kitty. It was hard to make the character, but the mom didn't give up for her daughter. Until months later, she successfully made the character and she started to sell it to children's. But the children's didn't know what were they playing with. They were best friends with the Hello Kitty and was praying to the demon. But before I end the video, the original creator of the Hello Kitty is Shintaro Tsuji. That's all, and stay safe.
Oh wow! I didn't know mouth cancer was a thing, but I guess cancer can happen anywhere. That's crazy how the mother would make a deal with the devil to save her daughter's life. Never make a deal with the devil, there are a bunch of consequences that comes with it. The best thing to do is to just ask God to help you. God will give you everything that you want, without any sacrifices or consequences behind it. It's told that popular celebrities we see everywhere have sold their soul for fame and popularity. I don't believe in that anymore though. I think they were just very lucky or got good connections and made their way to the top. I also don't believe in this Hello Kitty story either. It is fake. None of it is true. The designer of Hello Kitty, Yuko Shimizu, intended Hello Kitty to be a symbol of friendship. She has no mouth on purpose, not because of anything creepy, but because Sanrio, which is where Hello Kitty came from, wants to project their own emotions on her. Okay, that's a bit confusing. She's also not a cat. She's a little British girl named Kitty White, who just looks like a cat. That's interesting. Anyways, yay, this Hello Kitty theory had been going on for years and the truth has finally came out. The Hello Kitty theory was all a lie, so I was scared of Hello Kitty for years, for no reason. Peter Pan from the movie Peter Pan is not who you think he is. Peter Pan is told to love young kids and keep them young forever. And he didn't like the idea of kids growing up and maturing, so he did the unthinkable to them.
The original Peter Pan is so dark. The Disney version, Peter takes these kids off to Neverland where they never grow. But in the original version, Peter's basically the angel of death. He kidnaps these children by promising them they'll never grow up because he's so obsessed with youth and staying young forever. And he wants to be around youth all the time. And then when he sees these kids start to age or mature, he kills them.
Oh, what?
To live up to his promise that they'll never age. He won't let them. So he takes it into his own hands.
That's in the source material?
That's in the source material. He can't handle adults. He hates adults, and that's why he attacks Captain Hook and the pirates.
Yeah, isn't Captain Hook the good guy?
Yes, Captain Hook knows what Peter Pan is doing to these children, so he's trying to save these naive, innocent children from going back with Peter Pan to Neverland.
One Piece has convinced me that pirates are actually like the good guys.
What makes you think I want to play pirates with you?
No, the other thing.
I kill your kind for a living?
No.
The designer of Peter Pan was made by J.M. Barrie. The story of Barrie was that he was obsessed with the idea of external childhood. Partially because of his loss, he lost his brother from a skating accident at the age 13. David's mother was devastated, but comforted him with the idea that he'll never grow up. Barrie carried this idea with him and eventually poured it into the creation of Peter Pan. Peter Pan is the boy who refuses to grow up. Barrie also became very close to the Llewellyn Davies boys, who inspired the characters in the story. Even though Barrie's story is true, Peter Pan hurting kids 'cause they aged is not. Peter Pan loves kids though, which is a bit weird, and so does Barrie. They both love kids. Peter Pan also forgets people easily and even laughs at sad or frightening things. So I guess the Peter Pan story is partially true and partially not true. But if you made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe. I love you all. Bye bye my winters.